All right, welcome everybody. Welcome back to our event today. We have a lot to cover, so thank you for joining. You see, we are great beings. We are unlimited God beings. We can be, do, or have anything. We are infinite beings. But this is just talk until we've cleared our spells. This is just talk. And it's never been made more clear until recently for me. And I'm so grateful because while I had this arthritis, could hardly walk, literally. And I stumbled across because I put the prayers out. I said, I got to know how to heal this. I have the freedom code, but it's not doing it. It's not going deep enough. And so the freedom code's helped a lot of people, including myself, many, many, many times. Freedom code's great, and it's going to be part of what we do today. But the second part is somatic. It's in the body. And this is what we have to do. We've got to get the spell out of the body. And that's what we're about to do today, if you like. And it's up to you. If you want to participate? It's up to you totally. Because what we're going to do is start clearing some spells just by becoming aware of them. When you become aware of them, they start to fall away. They start to change. And so, but before we even get into that, I'd like to continue raising our vibration with some breath work that we can do throughout. And it's so simple. Simply, the first thing I like to do is just get your spine somewhat erect and breathe in through your nose. Make sure that the breath goes down into your belly and breathe out through your mouth. So that's simple. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth, making sure that belly opens up. You want to make sure that the in-breath and the out-breath are the equal amount of time as well. There we go. Beautiful. And now we want to add two more components. And the next component is that you don't wait before the in-breath or exhale, that you follow each right around. So as soon as you complete that in-breath, you turn it right around and exhale. After each exhale, you turn it right around and breathe in. Exhale through the mouth, inhale through the nose. And that's basically it. But there's one more thing. So what we're choosing to do is connect with your I am, your higher self, your authentic self, your soul. And that soul self is happy. Just happy to be here. And happy for no reason, just to be here. It has a smile in there. And we help induce that connection to our soul by adding a little smile to the breath. So I invite you to do that now. Add a little smile to your breath, knowing all is well here and now. I'm an eternal being. I'm free, this outer matrix, whatever we'll call it. The guidance here is to stay with this breath, really for the whole time that you're with me today. Stay with your breathing. So see if you can continue that. You want to get the most out of today. The breath is huge. It's key. Connect with your I am. Now we're going to add another little process with the breath right now to help you get more present. You're going to get the most out of this today if you're fully present. If you're busy doing other things, you're not going to get much out of this at all. So the next little process with the breath is to look to your left and notice anything in your past. That's easy to do. Because almost all your thoughts are usually from the past. All the stuff what happened just recently, you're looking to the left and you're noticing it. And now I'd like you to take a deep breath inward, face back forward, and blow out the breath to release the past. Just blow it out. Beautiful. And now we look to the right, and now you're thinking about whatever you think you need to do in the future. All your your worries and concerns and obligations think you got to do in the future. Notice that. Take a deep breath inward and blow it out fast. Release it. Come back, face forward, face straight ahead. Also, a thing to notice is that where your head goes and your eyes go does mean things. And also, when you look down, that means something. When you look up, that means something. When you're looking at the horizon, that means something. So we generally want to be kind of facing the horizon. I was on this vision quest recently on Mount Shasta. It was very powerful for me, very, very powerful. And one of the messages that came from my higher self, actually it came from Jesus. Sananda spoke to me. And he said, hold your head up and you'll never go down low again. Hold your head up and you'll never go down low again. Very simple, isn't it? So you don't need to be looking down so much. Because when we look down, often what we're doing is we're looking at the story, sometimes we're looking at what's wrong, the problem that needs to be fixed. We go into a spell. Sometimes you look down and you want to connect with the Earth Mother, and that's great. You want to connect with the love of the Earth. So it's not all bad. It's not all unhealthy. But just notice that. And then when you look up, you're connecting up with the freedom, the I am, the higher self. So, and as you do the breath today, later on, we're going to get more into this, and you'll allow more kind of a movement in the breath. We're going to do that a little bit later. So, all right. So, but I'd like you to still stay with the breath, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, and allow the breath to become a little fuller, equal amount of time in breath and exhale. And then add a slight smile to the breath. Helps you connect with your I am, your soul. And knowing that all is well. You're eternal. You're always here and now. Life is good. You've been taken care of all the way to now. That probably won't change. And invite you to stay with the breath as you listen to all that we're about to go through. We're about to take quite a journey. All right. So the first thing I want to share is that there's a thing called constraint theory. And it's actually used in business a lot. So constraint theory is that you can be doing all these things right for what you want. Let's say you want to win a race. You get the right shoes, you train a certain way, you do all these things, you even shave your hair on your body, make sure you get the best glide through the air. You want to be the fastest, and you're going to do everything possible. But if there's a car sitting on your foot, all that other work you did means nothing. It's not going to get you anywhere. There's one thing that's holding you back. And that's often the case. That's often the case. And once that one constraint is removed, your life can really move forward like quantum. So, and this has happened to me a few times around home. So in my spell, which my father's spell too, he was homeless for 10 years. I would go into the worries. I don't know if there's a place for me. I don't know if there's a house for me. Kind of a poor me, and it was this whole spell. And as long as I was entertaining that, that's why it was showing up. Houses weren't showing up. It wasn't happening. And then I'd break the spell. I realized I'm going into that. I'm going into this spell, and I just like no more. And it's like I choose to have a great place, and I just really relax into that, get into that, and then I would turn it around. And sure enough, sometimes the last minute, but I would get an amazing place. So it happened a few times in Mexico too. It was awesome. And see, I can get better and better at that as I get the old spell out of the body. I never really did the break free process with that yet. So I'm looking forward to really taking that to the next level. And, so what I'm saying here is that there's a core constraint often that's happening. And we're going to go to some of these core constraints. These are spells that are big spells. These are spells that affect most of us. if not all of us. And the first one I want to look at is paradigms. We're living in all this sea of spells, and we're either living the infinite self, the I am, that can be, do, or have anything with no resistance, or we're running spells. And the truth is that people are running hundreds, if not thousands, of spells that are keeping them from living their best life, living their dream life, having their preferences come true. And we're going to look at the paradigms now. These are big spells. They're on everybody. And different people are on different levels of this. And the first paradigm, these are lower paradigms. So the first lower paradigm is called the meat suit. The meat suit. We're just wearing meat suits, and we're after other meat suits, and we feel totally separate from other people, and we're controlled by outer forces, by fate, and we battle with the world to feed the family. We battle with life to get our needs met. That's the lowest one, called the meat suit. So the next level is called the mind. It's above the meat suits, but much separate, still feeling very separate from others, and having to deal with the external forces, but they just do it in a smarter way. So they're really pretty much the same as the meat suits, but they're very clever. And then they hire the meat suits to work for them. So they're into manipulation and control. So these are the same thing. They feel very separate from others and controlled by outer forces, but then they're learning to manipulate to get their needs met. But it takes a lot of energy. It's very heavy. So that's called the mind. That's the second level, the mind. Being caught in the mind, and they do everything for your mind. They figure it all out and get more and more clever. So, and what I noticed is that some of these were still in me to a certain degree. It's like, oh my God, there is still some of that in me. Like, okay, I can change that. I can shift. So the next paradigm of spells here is religiosity. Religion off. I can't even say religiosity. It's that religion with osity on the end of it. And so they believe in a higher power, but still become trapped in structure. They have to live by the rules, and frustrated and sad that they must be getting it wrong. And these people tend to get arrogant and hypocritical about whether you're doing it right or not. So the next paradigm, which is still one of the four lower paradigms, is being spiritual. The lower paradigm, being spiritual. One claims connection with the divine, but unconsciously believes the divine is an external force. It's really a deep program, really deep, heavy program into us that the divine is an external force, very, very deeply embedded spell. They live in a stressful dichotomy between knowing spiritual things in their mind and trying to live them, while wrestling with doubts and feeling confused why it isn't really working for them. They are doing their best, but they're trying to reach their inner peace and prosperity without having access to the true power that makes it possible. They know the truth, but they haven't discovered the missing links you're about to discover in this webinar. So that's called being spiritual. The traits are talking the talk, but not able to walk the walk. And I can certainly relate to that. I've walked that path. Not fully grounded. Boy, that's been an issue of mine. Despite their best efforts at serious practice, they're not fully grounded. Usually having a very difficult time with money and abundance. Anybody can relate to this? Yeah. So all four people living under all four of these lower paradigms are imprisoned by a particular constraint. Common theme, the belief in external forces. In truth, there are no external forces. None. What? Yeah. All for our trap, a trap of scarcity. We don't even call spells external forces because you are agreeing to them. The final thing is that it's an internal thing. You're agreeing these spells, whether consciously or unconsciously. And that's why they're alive in you. And that's why you can drop them. Just really drop them once you see what they are. So what's the next level of the level 5 paradigm? We call it oneness. Oneness. Shifting to level 5 is from pursuing more to realizing everything is already here. So when we're in level 4, we're going after more abundance. We're going after more money. We're going after more love, whatever it is. We're going for more. But we're shifting. When we go to level 5, oneness, we're realizing everything is already here. Why go for more if we're in the infinite already? It's where efforts at transformation end and liberation begins. From the idea of infinite possibilities to actually experiencing it. You're not a meat suit. You're not a mind trying to manipulate your success. You're not trying to live according to some kind of religious rules. And you're not trying to be spiritual. You are eternal energy beyond birth and death, good and bad, right and wrong, positive and negative. You are perfect, complete, with no flaws. We're going to now talk about what's called the 7 spells of hell. And, I've been working with the Freedom Code, which has 140 different emotions, trapped emotions, but I never knew the ones that are affecting us the most. I was unaware. It's all about feeling safe. So let's go into these. The 7 spells, or actually we call them the 7 lessons, what we learned from hell. And what are they? So we learned mostly in early childhood. It's not safe to breathe. So when I came in the world, they slapped me on the butt to breathe. So breathing was forced on me. And so they cut the umbilical cord. So you have to breathe or you'll die. Why? Why not just leave it on for a while? And then slapped on the butt. So breathing became this fear-based thing. And for a long time, I didn't want to breathe. And I have a lot of people that don't want to breathe because their first breaths were not a happy situation. So that was one of the first spells, trauma spells. Not safe to be. Another spell there is like taking on the thoughts of mother or father when they're thinking, I don't know if we should have the child. And the child's still in the belly, in the womb, and you're feeling everything. And they're thinking, should we have an abortion or not? And should we have them or not? So can we deal with this? That child is feeling everything. The soul is there hovering with them, feeling everything, whether they are wanted here, whether they can be here or not, whether it's okay. Not safe to be me, to be different. Not safe to be a woman or a girl or a boy. So some families, they wanted a boy, they got a girl, or just the opposite. You feel that, those spells about it's not cool to be your own sex or to want to be a different sex. It's not cool either way. So it's not safe to be me, to be different. Not safe to desire. And this is a really, really big one. Your wants are not important. This happened for most of us at an early age. And what the parents needed and wanted was more important than what we wanted. So we want a toy, we couldn't have it. I couldn't afford it. And sometimes they get angry. Are you kidding? We can't afford that. And they have these reactions. And this is very traumatic for a young child. It's like, oh, it's wrong for me to want what I want. And this is what get into our spells. Later, it became religion that told us that wanting is a sin. So our religions taught us that, both Christian and Eastern religions. And this put out our fire. That's why these particular lessons from hell put out our fire. Our ability to manifest, to create, has to happen from our fire. Not safe to desire, as I said, and believing that your wants are not important. Not okay to ask for what you want. Can you imagine the things that happened to you when you did ask? The reactions that people had? So there's something wrong with asking. So you still carry those spells today. Many of us do. Not okay to get what you want, to actually get it. Sometimes a sibling was jealous if you got what you wanted. Somebody else was jealous. Who do you think you are getting what you want? Why others are without? Another spell. This is all spells. And not safe to feel your feelings. Now, these last two about feelings, these feelings of anger and fear and sadness, these emotions come up because of the first five. When you've been shut down because of these spells of the first five, you're going to feel anger, you're going to feel fear, you're going to feel sadness. And so then on top of all that, now when you start feeling your feelings, a lot of people did not like that. They did not like it when you felt your feelings. Like, shut them up. So we learned that it's not safe to feel our feelings, that that's a bad thing, especially boys. Boys don't cry, suck it up. Then finally, there's not safe to be around others when they feel their feelings. So you don't feel safe. Yeah, an example of another example for me is I had this arthritis, very painful swelling of the ankles. I became one. So using this process, I've only done it once with myself. It takes a lot more determination to do this work with yourself. I did it on my Vision Quest just a couple of days ago. And I've had this very painful swelling of my ankles. So I did the process of becoming one with that pain. And the vision came, and I was 1 year old. I didn't want to learn to walk. I was being forced. It's like okay, it's time for to learn how to walk. This is what 1 year olds do. And they're laughing at me as I'm falling down and bumping into things. When I really just wanted to be next to my mother. I didn't feel ready to want to walk. So, and this caused the spell of feeling lost, not guided, unsupported, and not safe in the world. And by the way, the Aboriginal people that have not been touched by Western society, their children normally don't walk until 3 years old, and they never force the child to do anything. The child makes its own choices. And by the way, these people are happy people. They may be without water hardly or basic essentials, but you meet these people that are not touched by outer Western civilization. How are they so happy all the time? How they seem so whole and laughing all the time. How is it? They have so much more danger around. Snake bite is the #1 cause of death in the Amazon. Anyway, so we have a lot to learn from them. And after I did this spell break with myself, the Vision Quest, my pain dropped to 50%. I was not able to walk but about a mile. And then after I did the spell break, I walked 2 miles and felt pretty good after that. What you're about to learn is amazing. And most spell breaks, you get it down to zero, any pain down to zero. But arthritis is a chronic disease. They say it's uncurable, right? Bullshit. Excuse me, but that's not true at all. Personally, these core fears have kept me chronically constipated and procrastinating with getting myself out there. Basically, what happens is many people get constipated. And this is because they are under so many spells. These spells, particularly the ones I just shared, they don't feel safe to get out and do their thing. They don't feel safe to get their gifts out to the world. So many spiritual people are that way. They get in touch with what their gift is, but they won't get out there. They won't share it with the world. And they're constipated and procrastinating. They go together, procrastination and constipation. And so you're not moving. You're not moving material in your body. You're not moving out there. You're not moving. And constipation over time leads to toxicity in the body. It's buildup of old matter in the body. And what it does, it builds in pockets in the colon. Mucoid layers will seal over these toxic places, and they're called pockets. And that material will be there for years and decades, and a lot of people die with that material in their body. And that toxic material gets more and more toxic the longer it's in there. And unless you know how to do a colon cleanse, they're there. And sometimes doing emotional work can really clear a pocket or two. But I recommend doing both, doing cleansing, physical cleansing, and emotional cleansing. And that's what I've been doing lately. And I could feel I'm coming out of the woods. I'm coming out of the weeds. I'm getting healthier and healthier. And I'm really excited about that. How many feel like you've been procrastinating, getting yourself out there? Like you raise your hand. So you know that you got more potential. And when we ask this question to large numbers of people that are all spiritual oriented, they all raise their hand. They all, 90-something%, they all raise their hand. And so they know they got more potential. And how many of you feel like you've been sabotaging yourself in some way? So raise your hand if you feel like in some way you've been sabotaging. There's another one, like 90% of spiritual people say that. They know that somehow they're sabotaging themselves. Well, they're caught in spells. It's really not you. These spells are going on, and you're letting them run you. And the biggest ones, you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe to get out there. That's the biggest spells of all. So imagine getting free of these spells that have held you back completely and permanently. This is what I'm seeing with the break free breath that you're about to learn. Clients are reporting huge breakthroughs. Soon I'll have some testimonials. I've just started doing this work, just began. So it's going to be testimonials are on the way. The break free breath is for those who are fed up with feeling stuck. The energy block is dissolved at the root, and clients know in their bones they are free. This is one thing really beautiful when you see these sessions is that their face gets rosy, they start smiling. Then there's a way we test to see if the spell's really out, and you'll learn that in a minute. And they pass the test, and if it's out, if it's not, then there's a little more spell breaking to do. But we normally get it to 0, and then it's gone. It's done. So what I'd like you to do now is take some notes for yourself. So you need either a paper or someplace on your computer that you can write something down to yourself, real short stuff, and to do a self-assessment. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a life wheel. We're going to look at your level of contentment with your life. Remembering you are the I am presence. You are God in a body that can be, do, or have anything, which means you're able to have your ideal everything. You're able to have your ideal relationship, career, money situation. You're able to have it all because you're God in a body. You really have the ability. So with it, knowing of that, now we understand what a 10 could be. It would be what your ideal dream everything is. And so between 1 and 10, first of all, looking at your contentment with yourself and God. So contentment with yourself and God. How fulfilled do you feel with yourself and God? So you give it a 1 or 2. 1 is like, you feel like there is no God. and you feel completely disconnected, ready to take your own life, maybe. So, and 10 is like you are enlightened. You're fully actualized, self-realization. So just give yourself a number, whatever your heart says, between 1 and 10. And now we're going to go to physical health and fitness. 1 is you feel half dead. I wonder if you're going to live through a disease. And 10 is your health could not be better. You are super fit, healthy, muscular. The body, your perfect body you've always wanted. Okay, so we're going to move on. So you gave yourself a score there. The next one is fun and recreation. Are you enjoying your life? Are you having fun? Where are you at with that? Between 1 and 10. 1 is life is no fun at all. very sad, upset, down. And 10 is like you have the time of your life. Now we're going to move on to home environment. Your home environment. 1 is you have no home, looking for a home, but you don't have one. You don't know how you're going to get a house to live, how you're going to get shelter. And 10 is you are in your ideal home. It can never get better than this. Living exactly where you want to live. Okay, and we're moving on to family relationships. Number 1 is like, not only are they all dead, but they all hated you and you hated them. And 10 is you have lots of family and lots of connection with family, and you all love each other. You love each other so much. And move on to friends. Same thing with friends. 1, no friends, and feeling very lonely and rejected by people. And 10 is you have lots of close friends, people that will drive you to the airport. That's the definition of a close friend. So between 1 and 10, give yourself something. Okay, and then we look at your love life. 1 is you feel so rejected and unworthy of love. And 10, you are with your soulmate, ideal soulmate. Your dream came true. Okay, and now we go to career. 1, you don't have a clue what your career is. You hate your job. And 10, you're doing your calling, your soul's calling. You know you are, and you're on fire with it. Of course, you're prospering at it. And finally, money. 1 is you are so in debt, have no money, and not a clue how you're going to get more money. And 10 is you are financially free. You can go anywhere, travel anywhere in the world. Money is there for you for anything you desire instantly. So there you go, between 1 and 10, all the 9 areas, I believe they are, to give you a sense of where most of your spells are, where you feel most held back, most stuck. Give you a sense of what you may want to work on today. So, and you're going to choose something, and it could be out of this wheel. It also could be an issue in your body. We can start that way too, starting with a body issue and working from there. And you'll find that most of the time these spells, because it's about safety, some of the biggest spells are about not feeling safe. It's going to cover many areas at the same time as well. When we clear the spell, it's going to free you up in many ways in your life. All right, so we're about getting ready to do some spell breaking. And what I'd like to do now is give you a chance to have a bathroom break. All right, we are coming back on, checking in with you. Are you excited to clear a spell, to break a spell in your life? Yes or no?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and yes. Good.
Super excited.
Good. Let's get it. Let's get some work done here. You should be. And because this work we were about to do really works and works on very deeply on the cellular level, if you do it. So you're going to be doing this with yourself, and it does require a focus. So I invite you to, the breathing is a big component of it. So we're going to get into that now. We're going to begin our spell break now. So what I'd like you to do is, that's right, close your eyes and come back to the break-free breath. Breathing in to the equal amount of time to your exhale. You're breathing, making sure your breath goes into the belly, down into the belly area. And your exhale is your mouth open, releasing. And then you allow each inhale and exhale to follow each other. No pause in between. And you allow yourself to have a little smile with the breath, connecting with your I am, connecting with your soul, feeling the joy of your soul breathing you. And maybe you feel that right now or not. I think later on you will for sure. but it helps induce that feeling by having a little smile with the breath. Knowing that you are eternal, you're always here now. You got through everything, and that will never change. The first stage of this is I'm going to work with each of you individually for a few minutes and to help you understand your spell break and to focus on it. And then I'm going to open it, give it space for everybody just to do the work on your own after that. So let's begin with Sonari. And so good to see you, Sonari.
Hi,
Yeah,
Joanne. Great to
yeah.
see you.
So what are you focusing on today? What's your spell break going to be about?
My spell break is going to be about career,
Okay.
specifically in holistic healing and stepping into my true calling, my true mission.
Okay. So how have you been feeling stuck?
Um, well, recently I guess I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism in 2020, and I got off of the medications a couple months ago, which really, when I wanted to start my career, and it really took a toll on my energy levels, and I just felt too tired to do
Yeah.
anything. And I just couldn't push through because I didn't want to take the medications anymore. I wanted to heal it holistically, and go within, and just been feeling tired, emotionally
I want
tired,
to,
physically
yeah, I want to
tired.
mention something about that.
Mhm,
The tiredness is because a lack of thyroid. Thyroid, rules metabolism,
mhm,
and but also the fifth chakra is about your will. It's about really doing what you want to do, and
mhm,
so we see that you were um, that it wasn't okay for you to want what you want in your
mhm.
childhood. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is 100% accurate.
Yeah. So there's a spell that I don't have a right to want what I want.
Mm,
And as
yeah.
you focus on that, I'd like you to focus on it. So the feeling of that you don't have a right to want what you want and to get what you want um, and to be different. So and to ask for what you want. So that's not okay. And as you focus on that, what is the emotion that you feel? And we're going to choose three emotions here between fear, sadness, and anger.
Mm,
Which one comes up now?
anger.
Anger. So I'd like you to breathe into that anger and become aware of that anger as you're breathing into your belly and also into the anger. Um, yeah. And where do you notice that sensation the most in your body?
Well, my throat.
Mhm. Okay, good. So I'd like you to breathe in, continue to put all your attention there, and I also like you to put a couple of fingers there on your throat. So, and those fingers are always during the spell break, your fingers are going to follow the center of the sensation. Sometimes the sensation will move to different parts of the body. Wherever it goes, you keep those fingers following it. Okay. And all your attention is on the feeling, all your attention. You are choosing to be one with that feeling as you breathe, the break free breath. So, breathing into the nose, let your mouth open up on the exhale, and allow that breathing to deepen and uh, and it's even amount count for the in breath and the exhale. Now you're going really good. So that's the name of the game. You're focusing on the sensation, and also I'd like you to notice how that sensation will over time it's going to become less. So in its own time. Now it may go up for a moment. That could happen too. But overall, it's going to start dropping to less. And so just notice that, but stay with it until it goes to zero or until we end today. Okay? So this is being a spiritual warrior, to really stay focused on exact emotion and become one with it. And as you focus on it, your attention on it, you're bringing love to it, is what you're doing. Your attention is love. That's what you are. So it'll be dissolving it. So, okay, great. So just continue, Sonari. I'm now going to go over to Charlie. So, hey, Charlie.
Hey, Joe.
Good to see you.
Great seeing you.
Yeah, yeah. Congratulations in your wonderful relationship with Sonari, I'm guessing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So Charlie, how do you feel stuck in your life?
For me, it's similar in that I'm focusing on using this time to clear blockage of career as well.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me more about what that's like. Where you want to go right to the center of the upset, like maybe something happened, it didn't what you wanted. Um, so what? Tell me a little bit more about the stuckness. What's it like to be stuck?
I think the stuckness is more so of the lack of focus. I have, I'm very entrepreneurial, so I have all these ideas, I guess you can say, on different businesses, and I'm successful in the businesses that I'm running right now, but it's not monetarily, but it's not bringing me fulfillment. I'm not. I'm. I know it's not my passion, and there's something missing.
Right, right. And as you focus on that, feeling unfulfilled, what's the emotion there? Is it sad, anger, fear? What emotion comes up for you?
I'd say fear.
Okay. So go into the fear, go into it. Can you say, can you locate it in your body? Notice it in your body at all?
I'd say like my gut, my stomach.
Okay. So put your attention there into your belly. You can put two fingers there and continue the breathing as we've been doing. Open your mouth in the exhale, focusing all your attention on your gut and on that fear, feeling unfulfilled and in your career, and sometimes kind of scattered, not knowing what to do. So I'd like you to put all your attention into the fear right now, all your attention. Become the fear, and then speak for the fear. So let the fear have a voice. Say, I feel fear because, and see what comes out of your mouth. Just say those words. I feel fear because.
I feel fear because I may not be able to make the money that I need to make doing what I want to do.
So I'm hearing like not good enough. Does that resonate at all? Yeah, and so I'm looking at the age here, just a minute. Or I can ask you the age. As you stay in the fear in your belly, the fear of not being able to make enough money to be able to do what you want to do, focus on that, stay in that fear. How old are you? What's the first number that pops in your mind?
Well, I'm 37.
No, but I'm asking the fear part of you.
Oh, the fear. I don't know why, but the first number that came up was 9.
Okay. So noticing what was happening at 9 years old. Did you feel not
I don't
okay? Hmm?
I don't know. I blocked a lot from my childhood.
So did anything happen where you felt not good enough?
I mean, yeah, I would say just my whole childhood, just because I was raised by a single mom who was really
Yeah.
not there, ever
Yeah, you
there,
did you didn't have a father there.
or a father. Yeah.
Yeah, praising you for your accomplishments.
Mhm.
So generally fathers praise for accomplishments and mother, just wants you to be safe. And So you didn't have the father there. So you feel unsupported and not good enough, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the idea. It's like I'm unsupported. You're like, the universe is not giving me the money. I feel unsupported, okay? Because I'm not good enough. That's why I'm not supported, because I'm not good enough. So these are the beliefs of the spell. You understand? Are you with me? Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So noticing these feelings at age 9 in your belly, what that was like, not have a father. And now just go into the feeling more, not the story, but more into the feeling of what that was like, what that's like now. And so just focus on the feeling in your belly. Do the breath. And I'd like you to get your spine more upright. Here we go. You're connecting with your I am, but you're also connecting with your fear in your belly or whatever emotion it is. Sometimes it changes. It may change to different places. So just follow it, whatever it is. Notice the intensity of it, and you're going to stay with it till it gets to 0. Understand?
Understand.
Good. I will come back to you. All right, let's go to Shauna.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, there you go.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm on my phone and I don't usually use my phone for this. So, okay, here we are.
Okay, good.
Hello.
So how you been feeling stuck?
Um, at the moment, I feel stuck in pretty much everything. It's and as you know, in Mexico, it's low season right now, so there's like pretty much almost no opportunity to make money or to be doing all the things that I do. And it's a time for people to just rest, really, but I don't have the money to just be resting. So I'm just sort of living on the fumes
Yeah, well,
that I made.
you're also
And
agreeing to
it's,
a spell. That's a big spell, you know. You're agreeing to that there's an outside
mm-hmm,
force. So it's
mm-hmm,
something you're agreeing to,
mm-hmm.
that you're not allowed to have what you want.
Well,
So
I think the challenging part for me is that like in season, November to June or so, like I feel very confident actually that this year is going to be really good. But I just have this like couple of months where I'm in this limbo period where I'm moving and like all the money is out and it's tapping into my old scarcity programs that like similar to you, like came from my mom, my dad. There's lots of anxiety, there was never enough, all that stuff. When I feel those programs get engaged within me, it like sets off a litany of everything. It's like it almost like sends me into a tailspin of like every other
got it,
doubt
got it.
I've ever had. Like it's
All right,
kind of like the
got it. I
core.
got it. Got it.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and
yeah.
just noticing that this is a habitual spell of
Mm-hmm,
believing into these cyclic patterns that you learn
mm-hmm,
from your family, and
mm-hmm,
the idea there's not enough for me. There's not enough for me. I'm
mm-hmm,
unsupported. And so, where do you feel this
mm-hmm.
spell in your body? First of all, what's the emotion? I mean, sadness, anger, and fear. Which one would you pick here?
Um, I would say like a combination. It depends on the moment, but
This
I
moment,
would say a
right now.
combination of um kind of shame. I know that wasn't an option, but
So,
like
shame.
embarrassment over being poor.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
got want to narrow it down to these 3 emotions. So,
Okay.
sadness, anger, or fear.
I would say right now, fear.
Okay, so noticing that fear, yeah, and so going into the fear. Where is that fear in your body?
At the moment, I feel it in my chest.
Okay, so focus on that and put your 2 fingers on your chest. Breathe into it. Breathe into your belly too. Do the full breath, back and forth. Now, speaking to everybody right now, all the breath, one part of you is always focusing on the breath, which is your I am. You're free. But another part, most of your attention is on what you're feeling. So you're keeping that breath to hold to steady your connection to your I am, and then that allows you to put all your attention on the emotion, on the feeling. Okay, so I hear that you have fear and you feel it in your chest, and you have 2 fingers on your chest, and as you become one with that fear, put all your attention on the chest, on the fear. How old are you? What's the first number that pops in your mind?
Like a bunch of numbers.
What was the first one?
13.
Okay. And other numbers that come? How about
7.
okay. And the youngest one that comes?
7, I think is one.
Mhm.
Or well,
Yeah.
3 pops up too.
Yeah. That's what I got was 3 as well. So, okay, just noticing that and that, you're not enough, we don't have enough. And that's what, comes down to the idea that I'm not enough. There's not enough, not enoughness. And then I could die, it's not enough. I'm going to die. I'm going to perish. Like a panic. So just notice that fear and breathing into it. It's all a spell. It's not who you are, but you're putting all your attention on it as you breathe. Stay with it, and it's going to drop. Your awareness is love. It's going to dissolve it, and like you've never dissolved it before. So stay with the process. Okay. All right. We're going to go to Trev now. Hey, Trev, are you breathing there?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Thank
Have you been breathing with us?
Yes.
Good. So how have you felt stuck, Trev?
Money.
Money, yeah. Lack of money, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a big spell there, a religious spell. That desire is evil. Desire is bad. We've talked about it, but this time we're going to clear it at a deeper level in the body. Can you relate to what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's very in the family. Let's find out the first age of when you first took this on. Birth, age 1, age 2, age 3. Age 3. So it began at age 3, many layers through the years. And yeah, it's not okay to have money. It's not okay to be free. Freedom's not okay. So money in our physical world translates to freedom. You know, travel. It's not freedom itself, but it's related to freedom. So you felt really stuck around not having money and the challenges of that. And what's the emotion for you around that? Anger, sadness, or fear? What comes up the most right now?
A bit of fear.
Fear. Yeah. So becoming aware of that fear. Fear of not being able to get your needs met. So that means, you fear you're not supported by the universe. Fear that you're not provided for by God, by source, which is you, by the way, you're God. So it's a spell that you have, this fear spell. And where do you feel it in your body?
Hand.
Where?
My hand.
Your hands. Okay. So just notice the fear in your hands. You can touch your hands to each other and focus on the breath. And if you ever notice the fear changes to different parts of your body, then you can put 2 fingers on a different place. But right now it's in your hands. So, and that's actually often a good sign that you're releasing it. But, who knows what's going to happen here. And the emotion could change. So just notice whatever's happening as you stay focused on your process about what it's like to not have money and feeling so stuck around not having money and the feeling of that. And so focus on that and breathe and see if it moves. And if it does, move your fingers to a different part of your body and follow the feeling as you breathe. As you breathe into the stuckness. And your goal is to become one with the stuckness. Become one with the feeling of stuckness. Become one with it. Sometimes this allows emotions to suddenly just burst forth. And you're allowed to feel that here. So to cry or rage, you might want to go ahead and mute yourself if you need to rage. But that's okay too. In fact, it's great. Feel your feelings. Okay, so just continue, Trev, focusing on the center of the fear, wherever it is in your body, or wherever, if it changes to a different emotion, following it and breathing, become one with it. And when you feel like it's dropped to 0, my suggestion is everyone, when your emotion gets to 0, that you lie down and you feel the love of Divine Mother. You feel the love of the earth loving you and nurturing you when your emotion drops to 0. Okay, now we're going to go to Natalika.
Hi, Joa.
Hi,
My,
Natalika.
I have such a sharp pain in my right shoulder, and it
Yeah.
goes shoulder or like ear, neck, right foot, like it's right side, but mostly like here, like it's really like radiating here.
Okay, let's start with the shoulder and let's
Okay.
start right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to become that shoulder. Put your energy in there and you're going to become the shoulder. And you're going to speak for the shoulder. So you're going to, like the shoulder's got a mouth now, it's going to talk. And you say, I feel, whatever you feel, I feel so much tension because.
Yes, I feel tired from my tension. Yeah, like tired.
Because.
I work too much.
Yeah,
And
because.
it feels like I am not on the right path. Um, like because I work too much.
Okay. Yeah, there's just looping around.
Mhm.
Yeah. And what's the feeling of that? What's the emotion? Is it anger, sadness, or fear?
Sadness, like a
Sadness,
grief, like
a grief.
yeah. Mhm.
So, just keep your fingers on that place and keep all your attention on that place, on that emotion. Right now it's sadness. And put your attention on the sadness. All your attention on the sadness and your fingers on the center of the pain and breathe. In breath to the nose, exhale to the mouth, and allow your breathing to go deeper and slower, but follow it immediately with in-breath to exhale, exhale to in-breath. And even add a little smile to your breath, even though if it may feel like it's fake. Do it anyway, just to help reminding yourself the I am is here. So as you keep your fingers on the center of where the sensation is, and you're trusting your I am, you're choosing to become one with that, to put your attention so much deeply into it that you become one with it. So one with the sadness, if that's what it is. Just stay with it, and over time, it's going to dissipate. It's going to dissolve. The love of your I am is going to dissolve this. So just stay with it. And this way of clearing takes a little bit longer, but it's what really deeply clears on the cellular, in the bones level. So if you're ready for a big breakthrough, this is the method. And, so stay with it. Stay with it. All right, everybody. So we are now all focused on our center of our stuckness. And either we've got it to zero and we're laying down and we're feeling the love of Divine Mother of the earth, your own love, feeling your own love with yourself. Just letting yourself be wrapped in a blanket of love. Once you've got to zero. If you're still working it, then continue. You may notice different stories and thoughts and beliefs popping through, memories, but you're focused mainly on the feeling. So on the feeling itself. And remembering that your focus, your attention on it is bringing love to it, and the love is what melts it. Because the issue is how you see the issue. Not only is it an issue because of what you're going through, but how you're judging yourself for it. That is also the biggest issue of all, how you're judging yourself for it. Just noticing that, all the judgments, so hard on yourself, that's all part of the spell. It's all part of the spell. You just let it all melt in love. So that's what you really are, is love, pure love, unconditional love. That's what melts this. Your love is the key. You want to be in such a focus that everything else, thoughts and memories, disappear. Key is to become one with the sensation. Let go of all resistance to feeling it. And if emotions come up, that is perfectly welcome. That's great. It means it's clearing more rapidly if emotions come up. When I cleared my 1-year-old's memory 2 days ago, I sobbed and sobbed, and then it was gone. We weren't allowed to feel our feelings when we were very young. Many of us weren't allowed. It wasn't okay. Now you have a chance to just feel it all the way through until it drops to zero. Your breath to be deep and slow. Feeling the breath all the way down into the belly. Maybe a lot of sensation there, but remember, it's just spells coming out of you. It's not really who you are. It's just spells. You need to come one with it to release it. It's also releasing its intelligence, how you gave your power away, whatever. And it's releasing your compassion, because you are just where you are. Only through compassion can we let go. That's what you are. Compassion and freedom. And I'm going to talk to you, Natalika. When you first started, we'd say it was at 100%. what percent would you give it now?
Oh, like 6, 7.
60, okay, so 60 to 70%.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so great. You're doing wonderful. I'm going to go over to Charlie and Sonari. Sonari, are you guys done over there? You got to 0?
With with anger, yes, and then a new emotion came up, and I'm almost done with that one.
Oh, good. Okay, stay with it then. Good. And what is the emotion? Sadness or what is it?
Fear.
Fear? Okay. So yeah, and and that fear could morph into different emotions. So just stay with it. And so breathing through it. And how about you, Charlie? What's happening over here with you?
I got to 0.
Congratulations. So, and how are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel lighter.
Yeah, yeah. So, your stuckness was, say it again, what was your stuckness again? What was it?
Just career and feeling good enough.
Yeah. So say those words, I don't feel good enough to receive the money I need for my career. Say those words.
I feel good enough to receive the
No,
money.
no. Say the negative. I want to test the spell if it's been cleared. So say the negative. I don't feel good enough to make the money I need from my career. Say that.
I don't feel good enough to make the money from my career.
Hey, how are you feeling when you say that? Do you have a reaction or do you feel like it's just, what happened?
It doesn't seem real. I don't
Yeah,
believe it.
well, good. Yeah. Yeah, the spell's cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the proof right there. So, and what that does is it frees you to be able to just have what you prefer. So we normally just go right towards what we prefer. Whatever you
Right.
prefer, you prefer to make more money, you choose it, and it just comes in. But spells were there, and we just released them. So I would love to hear back from you in the next few days how your life changes. Will
Definitely.
you will you will you give me an update on it?
I definitely will.
Okay, I want to hear about it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and so you could go to Shauna.
Hola.
Hola, and when you first started, we would call that 100%. What percent would you give that feeling now?
Similar to Sonari, I hope I'm saying it right. Another emotion came up for me, which was anger, and that one came up even more strong from the initial emotion. So I like that one was at like 100 when it came in, and I would say that I'm at like 50% with that now. Still
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Let's
40 or
drop to
50%
50.
maybe. I'm
And
still, yeah, I'm
where's the
still
anger
breathing through it.
where's the anger in your body?
I would say it's in like my lower torso, stomach, hip
So you got your
area.
2 fingers there, right? Put your two
Now I do.
fingers there. Okay, good. So stay focused on where you feel it in your body. Breathe, and that anger could still shift again. So
Hmm.
whatever it needs to go to, just follow it. And you're doing great. And stay with the breath, right? Deep breaths, slow deep breaths, deep breaths down to the belly. You're doing great. You're doing great. So and become one with the feeling. Put all your attention on the feeling. We'll go over to Trev.
Yes.
You went to lying down really fast. Did you not
Yes.
have much of a, did you not feel like you had much of a stuckness there?
No, actually when you ask me how I feel, the feel the feeling of fear just very slightly and very soon I feel very calm already. I don't feel
Mm-hmm.
stuck. Even in the reality, I have no money, but I feel quite okay. But yeah,
Okay. So then what's your preference? What do you prefer?
Of course, to have more resource to do what I want to do.
Okay. So I invite you to feel the feeling of that. So imagine, what would you like? $1,000 a month, or whatever that is. So another $1,000 a month. Would that be nice?
Mm, if there's more, of course, it'd be nice. I I I, I don't know how much. I mean, I don't. If there's more resource, I don't care if it's money or whatever can fulfill my
So
dream.
there's the spell. That's the spell again. Oh, I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. I don't care.
Okay.
So the spell is I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's blocking you. I don't care.
So if every month I can have
And really
that.
that amounts to I don't care
Okay.
for my own needs. My needs aren't important. I don't
Okay.
care. That's your spell.
Okay.
And when you know that, are you relating what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, good. So how does that feel that you don't care and you don't care for your needs, that your needs aren't that important? How does that feel? Sadness, anger, or fear?
Fear. Mm-hmm.
Fear. Okay. So, and where do you feel that fear in your body?
Yeah. Yeah.
In your ear?
Yeah.
Okay. So put your fingers, a couple fingers on your ear and focus on that fear. The insane idea that you don't care.
I don't
And,
care.
yeah, but just let me say that part.
Okay.
You're just focusing on the feeling, on the fear. While I say, there's the spell is that you don't care and you don't care about your needs. You don't care about yourself. And so now you're breathing the fear that comes up around that. So, or whatever the emotion is, the sensation, your fingers on it, and just stay with it and just follow it. Stay with that feeling and breathe. Keep breathing. Deep, slow breath. Open your mouth on the exhale. Add a little smile in the breath, connect with your I am. And at the same time, you're focusing on that sensation. And we're coming back to Natalika. What percent are you at now, Natalika?
I think I'm a 50. I went also through the cycles of anger, sadness, fear. And for me, it's like I cannot have what I want, that it's not safe for me to have what I want.
That's the
Um,
belief. So then just now we're just focusing on the feeling itself, not the story.
mhm.
So that's how it gets cleared, is that you start letting go of the story around it and you're just focusing on the feeling of it. And the feeling is what now? Sadness or
Right. Sadness. It went sadness and then anger, fear, and then back to
yeah.
sadness.
Okay. So it's breathing into that sadness. And but actually we're if you want to keep breathing and clearing, that's great. I'm going to be focusing now on completing this 2-hour session. And if you want to keep working on yourself, you can do that while I talk. And so I'm going to come back over to Sonari. And did you get to a completion point?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I get there. I feel like I get there, and then I remember the story, and then I still feel a little charged.
Yeah. Okay, good. So what would you say the charge is at now? What percent?
I would say a 5%.
Okay, great. See if it drops to 0, and when that happens, let me know, will you? Just let me know when that happens. So, how about you, Charlie?
I was at 0.
Okay, yeah. So you're at 0 now. Good. So, all right, and you look so strong. Yeah, you look. Your energy looks great. Um, so this method can take as long as an hour or so, and to clear bigger issues, which we have some people on the line that are clearing bigger issues. So I would really love to hear you continue, and after this time together on Zoom, that you take it all the way down to 0. You can do this. You can give yourself this gift. It feels great, doesn't it, Charlie? Yeah, you will do this if you stay with it. You will take it to 0. Oh, did you make it now? You're at 0?
As you said, you can do this. It just took me there.
Okay. So now we're going to repeat the spell. What was the spell with you? Do you remember what it was?
It was I'm afraid of being a disappointment to my parents if I don't do what they want me to do.
Yeah. So you're afraid to speak out.
Mhm.
Yeah, afraid to speak, right? To speak your truth. Okay, so just say it to me now. I'm afraid to speak my truth.
I'm afraid to speak my truth.
Is there any charge there in your body around it? Or it's just a statement that's not really has any energy to it?
I would say 2%. It came a little bit. It's still a little bit there,
Yeah,
but
just like a 2%, like way little.
really little.
So yeah. So then you're still working that last little bit. And at some point, you're going to get to a place where you can say that and you're going to feel no charge at all. And then you're done. I really mean that when I say you're done. Your life's going to be completely new without that spell. You will have cleared it at the root. So you're almost there. Let's come back to Shauna.
Hola.
Okay. Very good. And you still working it there?
Yeah, it's passing. I felt it. I felt it move
Oh,
down to
wow.
my feet.
So what percentage would you say it's at now?
It's sort of fluctuating, but at the most, really like 25%, but then it goes down to 0 and then it flares back up and then it goes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's definitely gone down. Yeah.
Yeah. And notice that, that part of ourselves, we want to go back into believing the spell again.
Mhm.
So, but remember, it's all spell. There's no
Mhm.
exterior forces.
Mhm.
There are only things happening in the outer world that you're agreeing to or not.
Mhm.
That's all that's really happening. So there's only internal forces because bottom line is it's what you're agreeing to. So, and you can drop these spells. You can drop the one it's been limiting your life so big. Once you drop the
Mhm.
spell, you just simply choose what you prefer. And there won't be resistance anymore. You're just gonna be able to have it. It's that simple, folks. It's that simple.
Mhm.
So, but you got to do the work of getting it out of your body. That's what we're doing. This is not a thing where, I got to process and for years and years. This stuff is in your body and you got to get it out. And once you get it out, it's out. It's out. You'll feel free on all levels. And so you're going to get freer and freer. I just love this work. Just love it. So it's hard to do with self, but you can. And but I'm still looking forward to training enough people to do it back with me. And so I want to get some sessions from others, be guided with it. So I hope you learn it. I hope you go through my training. So I have a training coming up, training you how to do this work and be certified in it if you like. So I'm going to speak about that now. And it's going to happen October 2nd, 3rd, 4th the 9th and 10th. It's going to be 3-hour Zoom meetings, so a total of 15 hours. And this is not a financial seminar to forget, although financial freedom is one of the outcomes, is experiencing a liberated life without spells. It's about financially being free to attract what you desire without resistance, without self-sabotage. Your entire life is going to change because you will experience liberating yourself of the many spells that have been keeping you settling for a mediocre life and experiencing unnecessary drama. This is an advanced training for people serious about getting free, who felt stuck in certain ways for a while and need a real in-the-bones breakthrough that is permanent. You'll be receiving and learning break-free coaching, the coaching I've been doing with you today. And there's a lot more to it. You've been getting a little sliver of this, and the break-free breath, which you've been practicing. And there's more to that as well, too. Again, this has all been intro level. For an undeniable in-the-body life change, your life is going to change big time. And you'll be able to practice these most advanced holistic skills with yourself and others. And there will also be an opportunity for certification as an abundance breakthrough coach. This is what's happening October 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 9th and 10th. 3-hour Zoom sessions. You'll be working with other people and myself. The first part, you'll be.
Joe, I got there.
You got there. Good. So go ahead and say the negative spell out loud, and let me hear you say it and not react to it.
I can't even remember what it is.
Yeah, that's what happens. You get completely free. So say it's not okay for me to speak my truth.
It's not okay for me to speak my truth.
Okay. And what do you know? Huh?
I don't feel any charge to that at all.
Nothing at all. That's proof that spell is out of you. And now you're going to find that there's no resistance around speaking your truth. And that means coming out as a healer if you want, speaking about what you do, right? Have you felt blocked around that to be able to speak about what you do in the past?
In the past, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm believing that's going to change for you, like immediately. So I'm asking you, as you notice changes in your life, please let me know. People need to know about this. They need to hear other people's breakthroughs. So if you have a breakthrough in the next day or 2, 3, whatever, next week, please text me, let me know about it. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. And this supports others and supports this work because this work works. Okay, beautiful, Sonari. Yay, Sonari. We have this training coming up for the next 4 days until Friday. The early bird special is going to continue. The training is $700, but if you do the early bird price, it's $200 off. So it's $500 for that 15-hour training, which also can lead to certification if you decide you want to be a break-free coach and a break-free, and as well as learn the break-free breath. Let's recheck in here with who have we forgot to check in with? Let's see here. Yeah, let's come back to Trev. What's happening there with you? Unmute yourself, Trev. There we go.
Yeah, got to 0 now.
Okay, great. And so now I'd like you to say the statement, I don't care for my needs.
I don't care for my needs.
And do you have a reaction to that?
No.
Okay. So now you can say the truth. You can choose what you desire. Do you care for your needs? Yes or no? For real?
Yeah. Yes, I care.
Yeah. Good. So then that means you can let yourself have a preference. You can let yourself if you want to have more money, you can choose it.
Yeah.
So and these spells won't be blocking you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a creator, Trev, and if you're believing in a spell, then that you can't have it, then you can't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all up to you. So now you can just try it out. And here's a key too I want to share with everybody about money. You focus on first an amount of money you'd like to have, but you don't stay focused on that amount of money. What you really want is the feeling that it feels like when you have that money. That's what you really want. That's what's real. So, we're not after tangible stuff really. At the deepest level, we're not. See, this is the way it works though. If you focus on, I have $1,000 more this month or whatever it is, but then go into the feeling of that, how that's going to feel, that you're more free now. You can travel or whatever you need to do with that money. You can do these things you want to do, that you're free. That's what you want to focus on, is the feeling of that. And what happens is the money follows that. See, money has it's not really a reality, right? It's not really, it's not in and of itself is not fulfilling at all. It's what money will buy. So you enjoy feeling the feeling of having what you want. Okay, and so we are going to complete now. So the bottom line is that if you join us to learn this work, I would love to have you. And you have until Friday to come up with 500 for it, and very reasonable price for a 15-hour training that's going to change your life totally. We're going to do a lot of clearing of your spells. Then you're going to be practicing clearing other people's spells. It's much more fun to do it with other people. And then we're going to go into how to really live a free life, really study and embrace how to live your personal freedom, a truly abundant life where there's no more resistance to having what you want. Be able to choose it and have it. We're powerful creator beings made in the image and likeness of our creator. And we've been undermined by spells. And the biggest ones is fear. Excuse me, the biggest ones are feeling unsafe in the world, feeling unsafe. And so there's much more to clear for you to have this big, big breakthrough in your life. And I cannot wait to support you in having a huge breakthrough in October, early October. Also, I'm available for personal sessions. I want to do some personal sessions to really clear out these spells one-on-one. Text me 530-925-6770. 530-925-6770. Thank you for joining me, everybody. And let's complete with some gratitude. So wherever you are right now, if you'd like to share some words of gratitude, this is that time. Love to hear you.
Well, thank you, Joa. Super, super grateful. This is before today's session, Charlie and I were talking about how I've been wanting to step into my power and really stepping back into the world and fulfilling my mission. And I've been struggling with this blockage for a while, to be honest.
Well,
And
yeah, with the thyroid issue, that's huge.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
really commend you on your courage to heal it naturally. So, yeah.
Thank you, and I truly feel excited and inspired, and I already have ideas streaming in, coming through.
Yeah. You feel yourself fired up. See,
I
that's what
do.
happened. We shut down our fire, our desire.
Mhm.
And that's so important, so valuable to us. Most of these spells are about shutting down your desire. And you're just dead in the water without your desire. And what happens is the gut dies, and then everything else goes after that. So I got really close to, I really got sick, and I had to learn the hard way for all of you. So, you are taking iodine, right?
I should be taking more of it. I kind of got off track.
Every day, organic iodine,
Right.
every day.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Lots of love to you. So good to see you. Anybody else would like to share some words of gratitude before we leave today?
Oh, thank you, Joa, for this section. Yeah, it really made me think again. I really need to care for my need. And
Yeah, yeah, and you deserve to prefer what you want.
yeah,
Yeah, and enjoy the feeling of it, because that's what we really want. We want to be happy, right?
yeah.
So you feel the happiness of
Mm-hmm,
getting what you want, and so and and the deal is that it's all right here, really.
mm-hmm,
It's all here. So you don't need more. You just need to remember whatever you want is here.
yeah.
So this is the quantum, this is the awakening, the fifth dimensional, the 5D.
Mm-hmm,
You're realizing it's really all here in the quantum field. That's a big part of it I didn't get to talk about today. It
mm-hmm,
is that, well, I'm going to share it quickly here now. So one of the biggest spells, everybody, is Newtonian physics, which got blown out of the water by Einstein. Einstein brought quantum physics and other physicians as well. And Newtonian physics says that everything's predictable. So you follow the motion, it goes gravity, everything's predictable. It's constant. But quantum physics completely blows that out of the water because Newtonian physics is based on matter. Well, matter doesn't exist. When they go into an atom, they go into the smallest particles, what do they get? They just get nothing. And then they get a little blip of light. And these little blips of light come off and on. And that's all they see. And when they look for a blip of light, it shows up and then it disappears. Well, what's going on is that we're seeing the beginning and the ending, the beginning and the expression of the universe all simultaneously. In other words, the Big Bang, the start, before the universe began, there was just oneness. It's pure bliss. It's the heavenly state. When you go back, when you die, go to heaven, right? That's the heavenly state, oneness. There's no experience anymore, just oneness. But then God got bored. I wanted to experience. I want to do. I want to express more. So then there's the expression of that, the experience of it. And what's happening every moment, every second, there is oneness, which is the pure void, the nothingness. And then there is the expression of that. And it's a new moment. That's the key to understand here. There's nothing continual. The starting of the universe happens always now, 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 now. And this is the enlightened state, or is remembering that you are completely reborn in this moment. Unless you're believing in spells, unless you're caught in spells. So as we release these spells, you get more and more in the now of the birthing of the now moment, where infinite potential to create anything, a universe, is available to you. So I hope some of that landed. It was like really the crash course of what I forgot to share earlier. And so thank you for joining me today. And anybody else like to offer? I want to see what the latest is with Shauna. Where are you at now? Your level?
I'm pretty good now. I think I'm gonna go back to it after we finish if I can. But yeah, just what you just said just now really landed for me. Thank you for the reminder of that. That the I am now presence, like it's new. Every moment is a new moment. Every moment is the new now. So yeah, thank you. It's easy to get caught up in the spells. And
Exactly.
so,
Either
yeah,
you're caught up in the
thank you.
spells or you're in the new now. Exactly. That's it. Thanks for joining us, Shauna. And well, thank you everybody for joining. Big hug to everybody. Lots of love. And let's break these spells and live in the now. Yo,
Oh.
Yay. Aho.
bye-bye.
Gracias, Joa.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.